Hello and welcome to my review of Weezer's 14th studio album, OK Human, released on the 29th of January, 2021. Just a quick note before we begin, this is my first ever album review, so please be sure to let me know what you thought in the comments section below. All praise and criticism will be welcome. OK Human, a nod to Radiohead's classic OK Computer, is impressively Weezer's 14th full release, and it differs a great deal sonically from past releases from the band. Quoting frontman Rivers Cuomo, the album is piano-based and very eccentric. For this record, Weezer have ditched the heavy guitars, pounding drums and synth work of old for a 38-piece orchestra, which Rivers recorded at Abbey Road Studios. NME describes the main lyrical theme of this album to be a much-needed ode to connection, and that much is clear from most of the songs. An entirely new direction then. With 12 tracks spanning just over half an hour, this is one of Weezer's shortest full-length albums to date, second only to the Green album at 28 minutes. So is this new change of pace a good one for Weezer? Let's go over each track in succession to find out. All My Favourite Songs is a terrific opening track, and is also the lead single, released just over a week before the album itself. It dives straight in with a mellow introduction followed by fantastic string work, and even some brass thrown in there for good measure. The repeated sentiment of All My Favourite Songs are slow and sad hits a bleak note as you imagine feeling melancholic sitting at home all alone in the midst of the current world situation. This song kicks the album off perfectly and showcases the new sound while still upholding that classic Weezer charm. All this coupled with a well-made, at points witty music video make this one a certain future classic. Aloo Gobi has a more staccato feel to it, and I can't say it's one of my favourite tracks on the record. That doesn't mean it isn't good, however. The instrumental bridge that comes in halfway through has a beautiful swaying rhythm that ties the two halves of the track together spectacularly. It's full of catchy hooks, though lyrically it's only the verses that carry much of an impact to me. Grapes of Wrath is laden with book references, including the song's title. I really like this song, especially with how it kinda sounds like a modern interpretation of an 80s pop song, carried by the strings in the verses. It's got a jaunty feel to it, and it's surprisingly upbeat for a song about listening to audiobooks. The verses refer to several books, like 1984, Moby Dick, and Mrs. Dalloway. With all this combined, I can't help but subconsciously nod my head to this tune. The fourth track, Numbers, probably takes the top spot in terms of my favourite song on this album. Rivers has revealed the lyrical themes of this track to be about the negative effects of stats like followers, and the dulcetly sung phrase of numbers are out to get you conveys that perfectly. In the choruses, the song opens up and it evokes feelings that wouldn't sound out of place on Beautiful World by Take That. Scott Schreiner also brings the bass out in the second verse especially. This song is fantastic, and there's also a semi-hidden recital of the beginning of the Fibonacci sequence during. The descending arpeggios and Bond villain vibe of the chorus of Playing My Piano reminds me of Muse on a song like Feeling Good, or Take a Bow. Rivers sounds exquisite in his soft vocal delivery, though I must say, I never expected to hear a Kim Jong-un reference buried in here anywhere. There is a wistful atmosphere surrounding this song, and in just 2.5 minutes, the band are able to portray a perfect insight into a pianist's lockdown. Mirror Image, the sixth song, lasts for a short minute and 17 seconds, which is a shame because it has all the potential to be more than just an interlude. Despite this, it's an endearing little number, and Pat Wilson brings out the drums really well with some quick fills. This could have been a longer one, but it serves as a sweet halfway mark over this album. Upon first listen, you might think that Screens is a complaint anthem about the younger generations being addicted to their devices, but digging deeper into the lyrics show that it's about how there really isn't much else to do in confinement, evident by the closing lines of "I miss my friends" and "I miss my family." Musically, the drum intro reminds me of Blur's song 2, and I like the riff that plays throughout. This song is more energetic than most of this album, and has a cool rhythm to it. Bird with a Broken Wing begins with a Chariots of Fire-esque string section. This is a beautiful ballad that will tug at your heartstrings more and more with every listen, and at 3 minutes and 51 seconds, it's also the longest track on the record. The charming harmonies and instrumentation are as ever present on this track as on any other, and everyone plays their part perfectly to make the end result a gorgeous one. Rivers has described Dead Roses as very gothic, and I can't say I disagree. It's as if 3 Cheers era My Chemical Romance wrote a string-based ballad. I do feel like another verse and or chorus where the strings open up into full heartthrob mode could have done this song good, but as it is, this song is another gripping and fantastic one. This is what Weezer's Black album should have been, along with the bigger, heavier guitars, a promise that the band failed to deliver on. Everything Happens for a Reason ironically hasn't much of a reason to exist. Apparently, the title of this song belonged to another before being scrapped from the album. It's a shame that this was the replacement, though it doesn't really break the flow that much. If you listen to a lot of music and playlists, this kind of track can be annoying, especially if it's an introduction to another number, but there's nothing downright offensive about this track being on the album. Here Comes the Rain begins with an upbeat piano instrumental, and lyrically the song is an attractive little tune, featuring an uplifting chorus of "Here comes the rain, it's gonna wash all my troubles away." The whole band sounds good here, especially Rivers in his delivery, a recurring theme throughout all of these songs. Brea Tar Pits is a smooth closer for this album, and though it's not the most thrilling song, the piano blends flawlessly with the strings once again, while in the choruses Rivers sings in unison with the violins. An excellent end to an outstanding record from Weezer. The final song rounds it off with more great orchestration and lead work. I can hardly believe what I just listened to. This is the band that made Raditude. The sheer amount of references to other bands and songs that I've had to make to describe this record should tell you how broad of a sound Weezer have gone for on here. They shot for the stars and they hit their mark. This album is the epitome of short and sweet. Up until now, I was skeptical of Weezer's new musical direction. The heavy and energetic sound that brought the band their fame in the beginning has been missing, really since U-Bait. And if you're the type of fan that longs for that style back, you might not enjoy this new effort to the extent I do, but you cannot deny the versatility that has been shown here. Weezer have proved that this is a sound they can pull off really well. The good thing for all you more rock-focused fans is that the singles from Van Weezer sound very promising and will definitely please the part of the fan base that long for their heaviness back. The last, at least 3 albums have really missed the mark for me, so I was worried about this release at first. But after having heard and been seriously impressed by this album, if this is the direction Weezer are heading in, I won't be at all displeased. They were brave enough to endeavour out and accomplish this, and it is for that reason that Weezer's OK Human gets a 9 out of 10. Thank you all so much for watching my review of Weezer's 14th studio album, OK Human. As I say, this is my first ever album review. I didn't practice with any other album I've already listened to, so feel free to leave whatever you like in the comments down below. I'll be sure to read every single one of them, and maybe even integrate what you say into the next one. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching, and I hope to see all of you in the next one. Bye!